Welcome into Scoop and Score. My name's Tanner. Today I'm going to be breaking down number 4 Clemson at Notre Dame. This game's Saturday, November the 5th at 7:30 on NBC and Peacock. And before we get into this game, if you enjoyed the video, if you could give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. As a brand new channel, those two things help me out a ton and I would greatly appreciate it. Enough of me shilling though, let's go ahead and get into this one. And this game doesn't seem to be on too many people's radars. It certainly is on mine, and everyone kind of forgot about Notre Dame after they had a bad start to the season. But they're one of those teams that's just slowly gotten a little bit better each week and as the season goes on. And I don't know, I just personally have this sneaking, lingering feeling that Clemson's going to drop a game at some point. Clemson's highly rated. They're number 6 in my model. They're number 4 in the playoff rankings. But just as a viewer slash fan, Clemson just hasn't had any wow factor. They haven't jumped off the screen at me like some other teams have. And that being said, if Clemson does win this game, they have pretty smooth sailing to the playoff in my opinion. Most likely they wouldn't see any team that could beat them until maybe North Carolina is who they would most likely play in the ACC championship. Or like I said, on paper at least, that's the only team that I think might be able to give Clemson a game that's left on their schedule. So outside of this game, Clemson probably won't drop a game that I have a feeling they're going to drop if they don't lose this game, other than maybe North Carolina. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the numbers for this game. Clemson comes into this game with the number 49 total offense, the number 19 scoring offense. One thing Clemson is really good at is that when they get the ball in the red zone, they have the number 3 red zone offense in the country. And that's going to be a thing to watch out for in this game because Notre Dame's defense has 100% opponent red zone efficiency, or allows 100% opponent red zone efficiency. They're the worst red zone defense in the country. So anyway, to get into some per play numbers here, Clemson averages 4.5 yards per carry, 6.3 yards per pass attempt, and 5 yards per play. And Notre Dame is allowing 91.3% of opponent rush averages, 80% of opponent pass averages, and 85.2% of opponent total averages. And to explain those numbers, because I haven't for a couple videos, just to explain those numbers real quick. The opponent percentages of opponent averages allowed for a defense. What that's saying, so the 80% of opponent pass averages for Notre Dame, for example, if they play a team that is putting up 100 pass yards a game, which is terrible, but just for explanation purposes here, if they're playing a team that puts up 100 pass yards per game and they allow 80% or 80 pass yards, then they allowed 80% of that team's passing yardage. So it's a way to scale for them playing lesser competition, because it's actually kind of hard to hold a really bad team to less than their average, if that makes sense. So that's just my brief explanation on what those numbers mean, because I feel like it's needed. Anyway, some players to watch for Clemson. The first is going to be DJ Uiagalelei. I think I got that right. I think the quarterbacks may decide this game. Both him and Drew Pine, the quarterbacks for both teams, are probably going to decide this game. I think both defenses are going to make a point to stop the run and make the other quarterback beat them. So I think whichever quarterback has the better performance will probably win the game. That being said, the next player to watch is going to be Will Shipley for the running back for Clemson. I think if one team can run the ball, that team will probably win the game in this game, because like I said, both teams are going to make a point to stop that. So watch out for Will Shipley if he can get it going. I like Clemson's chances in this game. And then the leading receiver for Clemson to watch out for is Antonio Williams. So anyway, let's go ahead and flip sides of the ball here. Let's talk about the Notre Dame offense against the Clemson defense. Notre Dame comes in with a pretty mediocre offense in almost every statistic. They are a good run defense, and that's why I think Clemson's going to make a point to stop that run and force Drew Pine to beat them through the air. And like I said, if I was Notre Dame's defense, I think they're going to have a pretty similar approach to the Clemson offense. But anyway, let's get into the per play statistics here. Notre Dame averages 4.3 yards per carry, 7.4 yards per pass attempt, 5.5 yards per play. And the Clemson defense allows 64.4% of opponent rush averages, 96.5% of opponent pass averages, and 88.2% of opponent total averages. So Clemson is actually one of the better rush defenses in the whole country. Definitely top 10. I need to make a ranking of the percentage averages. They're not very good against the pass with 96.5% of opponent pass averages. So, like I said, I think the best way to attack the Clemson defense is through the air. So if Drew Pine can have a good game, like I said about DJ Uiagalelei, whichever quarterback has the better game. So if Drew Pine has a good game here, I kind of like Notre Dame's chances in this game. And that leads me right into players to watch for Notre Dame. So to start, obviously Drew Pine, I've already talked a little bit about him, quarterback for Notre Dame. If he can take advantage of the Clemson pass defense, I kind of, like I said, I really like Notre Dame's chances in the game if they can move the ball through the air. Running back for Notre Dame, Audric Estime. Notre Dame's a pretty good running offense, but I do think Clemson's going to try their best to shut that down, and Clemson's a good rush defense to begin with. But keep an eye on him because, like I said, other than the quarterbacks, if one team can run the ball, I only think one team will be able to run the ball if either team can run the ball efficiently in this game. And whichever team can run the ball efficiently, if that happens, is going to win the game. Regardless of the quarterback play. And then the leading receiver for Notre Dame is actually their tight end, Michael Mayer. Besides Brock Bowers, I'd say he might be the second tight end on the board in the draft this year. So keep an eye out for him. He would be the leading receiver or leading target in this game, biggest target in this game for Drew Pine, trying to move the ball against the Clemson pass defense. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get into the model and projections here a little bit. Starting with the Vegas line, Vegas has this game at Clemson -3.5, so Clemson has a 3.5 point favorite, and the over/under is at 44. And then ESPN's FPI has this game at 64.8% chance to win for Clemson and a 35.2% chance to win for Notre Dame. So FPI is roughly in line with Vegas for this game. Field goal favorites are typically right around a 60% chance to win in the FPI. So that's about in line with the Vegas line for this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my model here. So my model has Clemson moving the ball for 364 total yards with 4.1 yards per carry, 6.3 yards per pass attempt, and 5.0 yards per play, 5 yards per play. It has Notre Dame getting 337 total yards, 2.7 yards per carry, 7.1 yards per pass attempt, and 4.8 yards per play. So it has both offenses moving the ball at about the same clip, same yards per play, and getting right around the same total yardage. It has them right within 30 yards of each other. It has Clemson running the ball slightly better and Notre Dame throwing the ball slightly better, which I think is a little bit interesting. If Clemson can get 4.1 yards per carry in this game, I really like their chances. But like I said, I do think Notre Dame will try to take the run away from Clemson and make DJ beat them through the air. The model sees both offenses struggling a little bit and putting up similar numbers just across the board, but it just sees Clemson being a little bit more efficient with that yardage and scoring 10 more points. So the model has this game at 31-21 in favor of Clemson, which I think is logically about right. If you're looking for betting advice, I would go ahead and take that. It would have Clemson covering in this game. But for my personal prediction, and I'll go ahead and back this up a little bit, I have Notre Dame winning this game 27-24. I have Notre Dame pulling the upset. Like I said, there isn't a ton of logic or data to back that up. If I'm being 100% honest, like I said at the beginning of this video, Clemson hasn't impressed me this year, and I just have this sneaking feeling that they're going to lose a game. And I think Notre Dame is a good enough team to beat them. And I also think this game being at Notre Dame is going to be the difference. I agree with the model that both offenses are going to struggle in this game. I'm just going to disagree with the model in the sense that I think Notre Dame is actually going to be the more efficient offense, or not even the more efficient offense. I just think Notre Dame finds a way to put just a few more points up on the board and therefore pull this upset and win this game. So that's going to do it for me for this video. Give me your scores and thoughts on this game down in the comments. Like I said, I think this game is actually a really sneaky, interesting game this weekend. So give me your thoughts and predictions down in the comments. One more side note, I will be live streaming here on this channel on Saturday night. I'll be reacting to and breaking down all the games from Saturday, as well as updating my model live on the stream. So if you're curious about the model or want to see how it works, be sure to stop by and let's talk some football. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Again, if you could leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. It helps me out a ton. But thanks for watching. Peace.